Alright, good morning people at YouTube. So we are back again today with another fun deck profile. This time we got D-Brigade slash Commandramon Security Rush. This is a deck that I expect to see take at least a couple slots in top at Nationals. I expect there to at least be a couple in top 32. This deck is just a super powerful deck. Kind of always has been, but with the access to the new starter deck cards and some of the cards from the EX collection, this deck just ascended even higher on the tier list, in my opinion. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get into some of the card choices, but if you're looking for a cheap deck, well, relatively cheap deck to take to Nationals, this is a good thing to consider, and yeah, it's something that I myself am considering bringing. I really am. Like, it's between this Agubond and another secret deck tech that I'm keeping on the back burner until after Nationals, but that we'll go ahead and get into the card choices now. As always, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and let's go ahead and get into it. So for the level 2s, I got 4 copies of Pagu and 1 copy of Sumemon. Sumemon is really good for hitting over cards like Mechanori or other blockers because it can pump your 5,000 Commandramon up even bigger. But Pagumon is generally just more consistent. You have 25 black Digimon in this list. So if you have Pagumon under that Digimon, then you have a 50% chance of just getting an extra card in hand. And that's always fun. But one change I could see happening in the meta is people playing more copies of this card if Mechanori becomes even more popular than it already is. But on to the level 3s, we got 16 copies of Commandramon. We got 4 copies of all of them because they're all really good. And you want to play as many as possible to make the on deletion Commandramon trigger as often as possible. So, yeah. You got these 16, and they're the heart and soul in the deck. The last rookie that we play is 4 copies of Dracomon, because this card searches most of the deck whenever you play it. Plus, it has the added value of being a blue Digimon in play. So, it's real important whenever we start to get into the options, but Dracomon is just another card that you can play for 3 memory and then plus a card in hand, and it's really nice. So, I absolutely love all of these rookies, and I wouldn't cut any of them. I would consider adding cards like Chikurimon or Chumon, but overall you want this deck to be consistent, and I couldn't find room for those cards. So, going on to the level 4s, I got 4 copies of Nanimon, 4 copies of Cordramon, 1 copy of Geogreymon, and 2 copies of Sealsdramon. So, Sealsdramon is only really in here because it is a D-Brigade Digimon. It is a blocker, so that is kind of nice, but blockers don't really have a whole lot of value this format unless they can block, like, everything. But this is just another card that you can evolve on top of and get extra D-Brigade cards in your trash, which is valuable sometimes. But I see a lot of lists playing 3 or even 4 of this card, and I just very strongly disagree with that. I think 2 of max is all you should play for this card, and I'm actually considering cutting a couple copies to make room for other cards in the deck that are just performing better. Like this Geogreymon. Geogreymon is really nice, and I wish I could play more than 1, but having 9 security Digimon that trigger in your level 4 lineup is just overall very, very solid for this list. I'm playing 11 Digimon that just play themselves out of security, and that makes this deck just threaten even more offense than a lot of decks this format do. So, yeah, these are just really nuts. I strongly recommend playing the security package if you're playing this list. We play no level 5s, so we'll go on to the level 6s. I got 3 copies of Darkdramon and 2 copies of Magnadramon. I don't think 4 copies of Darkdramon is correct, because this card will always brick in your hand. And you usually have it whenever you need it, and you can grab it off of Dracomon. Plus, if you're ever in a position where you need to drop multiple in a game, you play the first one, stack a bunch of Commandramon, and then this dies, and then you stack this one with the second Darkdramon, so you never run out. and you just kind of loop them that way. So I don't. I think 4 is incorrect, and you're just inviting yourself to brick more often if you play 4. But you do need to play this card because it will just win you games by dropping it. It's a great level 6, and it's one of the heart and souls of the deck. This and Commandramon basically just makes this list even possible. And Magnetramon, because you're playing a lot of really good security cards, this is very valuable in a list like this. You can also grab this off of Dracomon, and yeah, this just makes your list a whole lot more threatening. And if you're swinging, your Commandramon's out, and you have at least one of these, and one of these is dying and replacing itself, and then you have other rookies that you're playing, and then you have Magnetramon that's like ending your turn that way, you're basically guaranteeing that you're going to put on more aggression than your opponent does, and you will have more longevity than they will. So that's what's going to win you the game most of the time. And yeah, I really, really like this level 6 lineup. So for the level 7s, I got 2 copies of Zwart Defeat. It's another Digimon that plays out of security. And what you can do is you can actually like stack your deck with Darkramon whenever you play it, and make sure that you draw something that you want whenever you evolve Zwart Defeat on top of it. You can also pop Tamers that way and kind of memory choke them if you want. But mostly it's just in here to play out of security, and increase your odds that way. But this is a really, really good thing to end your turn with whenever you do slap a Darkramon into play. And so drawing it isn't bad either. But yeah, it's a great card. I really don't think more than 2 is necessary though. So I could see myself going up to 3, but I think 3 is the absolute most I would play. On to the options. I got 3 copies of the Big Iron Fist and 2 copies of Ultimate Flare as some blowout cards that you're going to see in my security. And these really help against the Bond matchup, against any sort of security control matchup. This is really good, against this deck. Ultimate Flare is really good. You just have a bunch of just really good bombs in your security, including your security Digimon, that makes your opponent think twice about attacking you. And if you are putting on a lot of aggression, which is what this deck wants to do, while making your opponent second guess attacking you, that is typically how you're going to win. So these 5 are pretty key. Next, we got 4 copies of Ice Wall, because if any deck is going to win Nationals, it is going to be a deck that is playing 4 copies of this card. And luckily, this is a deck that can play 4 copies of Ice Wall. You have the 8 blue Digimon in your list. And it's just, this is a card that if you can play 4 of it, you absolutely need to, because it's just that good. For the North American players that are kind of doubting how good this card is going to be, don't. Like, I kind of thought it was going to be pretty good, and then I started testing it, and I realized that this is like one of the most broken cards ever printed. And there are entire matches that you will win because you sacked multiple Ice Walls in your hand, and then just kept a Dracomon in play, and swung out with all your Commandramons, and then just Ice Walled them turn after turn. Or you just double Ice Walled them and just had a bunch of Commandramons in play, and then on their next turn you just Darkdramon them. But yeah, no, you are going to win more games than you can count because you play 4 of this card. Like, it's absolutely mandatory. And then to round off the list, we got some Tamers. I got 2 copies of Izzy Joe because it's probably the best Tamer in the format. Realistically, you just draw cards if you block something, and yeah, if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, you gain 2 memory. So it's a pseudo-memory Tamer in and of itself. But we do play 1 memory Tamer in this list, and it's not the memory Tamer you're expecting to see. But we do play Davis. So I have 8 blue Digimon in the list that you can hit off Davis, so that is something that you can do. But it will set you to 3, and it is a Tamer that is blue, so you will always have a blue card in play if you draw this to activate your Ice Walls. And if, like I said, if you can play 4 copies of Ice Wall, you should. and I'm playing 8 blue Digimon and 1 blue Tamer to make sure that I can. So I really, really like it, and I've never been in a situation where I needed to activate Ice Wall and couldn't. And there are very, very few times that Izzy will see all black cards and gain you the memory. But there are quite a few times that you will hit a Davis, and then in your top 3 you will see like a Dracomon or a Cordramon and just be able to grab it. So, yeah. I really like this list. It's super consistent. It's super solid. It puts on a lot of aggression. The one change that I am considering is, like I said, this deck does struggle a little bit against Mechanori. I'm considering going up a copy of Sumemon. But also these are cards I'm considering. The Red Starter Deck Tie and Howling Memory Boost. Starter Deck Tie will put your 5,000 Commandramon up to 6,000 by itself, and all of your level 4s, except Nanimon, are 5,000. So this will make them trade with Mechanori, and that's always really good. And Howling Memory Boost. This deck doesn't need Memory Boost. Realistically, you just need your Tamers and some good rookies here and there. But this card can stop Mechanori from blocking you for a turn. So it serves the purpose of being a memory boost, and it also takes care of one of this deck's main problems. So these are cards that I'm considering teching, but I think the list is solid enough as is. It honestly goes 50-50 against standard bond matchups in my testing. And it has a better matchup against security control than Gabumon does. It has a slightly worse matchup into Jesmon because this deck actually has to swing around the Sistermon blockers, and whereas Gabumon can just bottom deck them. But yeah, this is a very, very strong list, and if you're looking for something to take to Nats that has 4 copies of Ice Wall in it, this is a deck that has 4 copies of Ice Wall in it, and that's the main takeaway here. So let me know what you guys think in the comment down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.